So Americans were asked if they believe that the world is getting better, worse, or staying about the same. So only 6% of people said that the world was getting better, and my presentation, I'm going to say that the 94% of people are, for the most part, wrong. So the world as a whole is actually doing better than it has ever been in many aspects, despite what many people may think. And so you live on this planet. It can be beneficial to know what the state of the world is and to take what people say about it with a grain of salt. So in this presentation, I'll discuss this topic with 3 main points. The first will be with crime rates, the second with the wealth and poverty of the people, and third, our quality of life. So take a moment to think to yourself whether you think crime has increased, decreased, or stayed about the same since 1990. So if you said decline or decrease, then you would be correct. And this graph right here, this graph is from 1990 to 2018, and it was posted by Max Rosen on an article addressing crime rates. You can see that it goes drastically down, and compared to 2018 and 1990, they are very, very different. And this graph here is from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and you can see that this homicide line has gone down, not as much as crime overall, but it still has, it's almost gone down a quarter of what it was before. And then also sexual assault has gone down very rapidly. And so crime has even been reported more, and it's still gone down. So that really shows how much it's been changing and getting better. So next is poverty. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, right? That's actually wrong. And on average, everyone is getting more wealthy. And both of these graphs are also from the Bureau of Justice Statistics. And it shows that the GDP of at least 6 countries are going up exponentially. And GDP really shows for the wealth of the people, and you can see that it goes from a very, very low number to a very high number. And then in this graph here, it shows the percentage of how many people are poor. So it goes from almost 30% to 5%. And that is like an amazing, amazing number. Steve Denning wrote an article that in 1950, 75% of the world was in extreme poverty. And now it's less than 10%. So a lot of people are surprised that this isn't reported more, or a lot of people don't talk about it. But no one's going to go around telling everyone that 130,000 people didn't go into extreme poverty that day. And it's been like that every day since 1990. We just don't talk about it. And then as well as the quality of life. So this graph refers to life expectancy from 1701 to 2020. And it was put on the Human Mortality Database. This is also a very, very good number compared to what it was before. And people way back when were too busy working, and basically work was their life. But basically they would work to just put food on the table. But now we are fortunate enough to actually have a stable job and stable income, being able to provide for our family while still having leisure time and entertainment. So, and then back to our life expectancy, you'd only live to the age of 47 in 1845. That would be normal to die at that time. And that's like the same age as Eminem. Imagine if Eminem died right now and it'd be totally normal. And then also, our quality of life has increased for the obvious reasons of technology and science. So obviously now we have a lot better of technology. We have phones, we have computers, and we're able to utilize that stuff to make our lives better. So, I talked about the lower crime rates, like our wealth and poverty, and also our greater quality of life. So I'm not saying the world is perfect, and I'm not saying the world is great. Of course, there's a lot of bad things that happen every day. It's just that there's not as much of it, and it's dramatically not as much of it. So, it's better relative to the way it used to be, basically. And if we realize we are making progress, then we can fully understand why what we're doing is right, and we can continue doing it if it ever goes bad or wrong. There are many, many more graphs that I could show you to tell you that the aspects of the world is a better place, but I couldn't fit it all in one presentation. So what you saw was the main points of how the world is better. And I would suggest to research these things yourself. And any factor or graph can be easily skewed. There's a lot of articles that only focus on one point of it being raised. When you look at the whole graph, you can see that it used to be up here, and it's only just a little divot in the graph itself. So if you think that the world might be getting worse, I suggest to do your own research. Don't take anyone's word for it, and don't take mine for it. Just do the research yourself so you can find out. And don't trust anyone, basically. Just find out for yourself.